class, I'm making this quick video to show you how to proceed with your tiles. First thing I did was I have my mock-ups. I have at least 6 done, and then my finished idea that I decided on is here. Now from there I made a finished drawing, which here I have already applied to the tile, but there it is, cut out. My finished drawing is marked. I have lower on here. I blacked out where I'm going to carve out of this area here. So I took some notes on my tile. From there, you're going to need these tools to do a triangle, a pin tool, your ruler, a flexible rib, a paintbrush, a rolling piece of metal like a rolling pin, and 2 boards put together to get the right thickness. Okay. So I'm going to lay those down near each other and my piece of clay. It's flattened somewhat in between. I've got my boards here. The next thing I'm going to do is just roll out my tile. I take my metal pipe here from my rolling pin, and I'm going to roll it in one direction, putting pressure down, and then I'm going to turn the tile so that I compress in both directions, making it stronger. Okay? I'm going to flip it over and roll it on the other side. I'm still not all the way down to my wooden pieces, so I'm going to keep going, turning and flipping. My goal is to get this metal piece rolling right on the wood. So I'll just keep turning it, compressing, try not to get it uneven. You might have to give it a little bit more force. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm gonna check. It looks like I'm rolling right on the wood now. That's pretty much perfect. The next thing I'm gonna do is take that flexible rib here and go over the surface to smooth, get any unwanted texture out. Flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now you can see it's nice and smooth. Then I have to measure out my 6 by 6, and one thing I learned is that I need to add a little extra on the side. Let's make sure in both directions we can get 6 inches. I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna mark a little bit past the 6-inch mark to make sure I have enough for my drawing. Okay, mark it. And then I'm gonna use my triangle with my pin tool. To make sure I didn't go up too far, because where this is rounded I might not get a whole 6 inches. It's got to be down here, so I'm going to have to, I think what I'll do is lightly just draw this, make sure I'm going to get all 6 inches. Okay, looks good. Okay. So once I get this kind of lightly drawn out, I can then go back with the needle tool all the way down to the wooden board. Now I have to be on this wooden board here and cut my extra pieces off. Okay. Make sure it's straight. I'm just using the pin tool to cut all the way down through. And then I'm going to take these pieces and just smush them all together. This is not ready for recycling. It's still very soft. I just cut it off, so this is nice clay that can go right back in that plastic bag. For now, I'm just gonna wrap it inside my plastic bags. Not right next to me, I'm just gonna wrap it up nicely. Okay, so there I have my nice square tile. And I'm gonna smooth these edges gently with my finger, just to get rid of that sharp edge rather. And I think I'll do that on the other side as well. It's just a gentle, quick smoothing of the tile. It's pretty thick. That's good because we're gonna carve it. Now, the next thing I did is I had already cut out my drawing. So you can see I've put it right on my tile here. I used the end of the paintbrush, there's where we're gonna use the paintbrush, to indent all the lines on the tile. So I go over all the lines slowly and carefully for my drawing. Now, I might, when I'm doing this, you might find that you cut through your drawing a little bit. It's hard not to. I'm gonna pull it up and check ever so often to see, did I get the lines correctly? I might have to poke them a little bit, do a little dot, just to make sure in certain areas. And I'm gonna look again, it looks pretty good. I did this one earlier. So it does need quite a bit of pressure. So you can see, I'll peel up, I'm gonna leave it on, but I will peel it back a little for you. There are my lines. And that's what I'm gonna use to help me get started carving. Okay. So if I'm done for today, I'll place my drawing back on. I'll cover this with another piece of plastic. You might have noticed I have my tile transferred to a little whiteware board. I'll cover it with plastic really well, and I'll stick it on my shelf like that. If I were going to continue today, I would get a carving tool here, and I could continue working on my tile. The first thing I would do is looking at my notes here. I remember that I wanted to make these lines in profile. So one way to do this is or I wanted them to come up like a curve, is just to go in with this tool and start removing some of the material. Next to the lines. Okay. I'm going to go pretty slowly on this because I want to get it right and take a little at a time. I'm not sure yet how deep I'm going to go, so I'm going to, like I said, go kind of carefully and slowly and see what it looks like as I progress. Now, if I want the cup, I want it to be raised above everything else, so I could go around the cup edges, and closer to the lines, I'm going to dig in a little bit, closer to the outline of a cup. So that's going to start to make it look like it's lower, or it's raised without going really deep. It's now above the rays of sunlight. And I can go and carve them and make them curved after, but I just want to go right near that edge. I do not have to go and take all of that out yet, because I'm just giving it the illusion that the cup is higher. So I think what I would do next is go all the way around the outside of the cup to kind of lay that in there as it's my most important part of my tile, so it makes sense to me to start with it and get it to where I want it. So this is just the start, but you can kind of see already, just by going near the edge of the cup, I've already started to make it start to look like it's in front or higher than the other elements in here. Okay, great. Work on that, take your time. It does not have to get done today, it's just a start. And I'll see you tomorrow.